man getting bit by an alligator is strange.
Swallow this.
Welcome back to Reasonably Afraid, our countdown to Halloween. We're talking about vampires today, and I got my co-host with me as always. We got Ray Reyes.
Yo.
We got Sean Dolan.
Hey, what's up?
We got our producer Turner asleep on the couch because he's a dog. Some of you have gotten confused about that who listen to audio only, so just to reiterate,
Turner is a dog.
yes. So when we say he peed on something, he's not just a frat boy that we brought on as an intern.
Yeah.
He's a dog.
Yeah, and if he was an intern, we'd pay him. We'd pay him.
Anyway, today we're talking about vampires because it's Vampire Week, boys.
Is it?
Yeah.
Like
What does
in
that
general,
mean?
what do you
Well,
It's like an official vampire week?
Yeah, we made it because just like any other dog that just
okay.
makes them, you know, when they're like,
Yeah.
oh, it's ice cream week, everybody, but you're like,
Okay,
no
but,
one,
like-
this isn't real. People just make up stuff. They're like, it's your best friend day. Make sure you call your best friend. You're like, you made it
so
up.
what, are you mad about it? Because it sounds
little
like you're
bit.
part of the problem.
Just call your best friend. Don't be a shitty friend.
You know, tradition is just a part of society to keep us together.
Yeah, dude, honestly.
You feel
what-
good about yourself?
Yeah.
Feel good about yourself? You like not being a part of society?
Yeah, maybe you
like
should.
going against what makes us human?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get why people freak out about that. It's like, dude, you know, when they're like, oh, you're a bunch of sheep. It's like, dude, sheep are fucking cool.
Yeah, sheep are
They're
pretty cool,
soft.
dude.
They're soft. They
They're
feel. I
very,
feel like
fluffy.
I would. Don't they like when they get sheared? Like that's
Do
nice.
they like it? That's a
Yeah.
good question. I don't know if anybody knows for sure.
Yeah, let's
I'll give you the
leave that in
benefit
the
of the doubt.
comments. Let us know. Do sheep
Sheeple.
like getting
Yeah.
sheared?
Well, today
Say
we're
that 10 times fast.
don't.
Do sheep like getting sheared?
Your sheep like getting sheared.
There's
Okay.
got to be an extra S in there to make that more challenging.
Today we're talking about two vampire movies. The first one, Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah.
That's going to be what we cover in this part one.
Not that Sarah Michelle Gellar shit. You know, the OG Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah, the real deal.
Yeah,
Not the
real
one that
deal.
was more successful and on television.
Yeah, not the one that Josh Whedon actually liked because they let him do what he wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boo.
Yeah, boo-hoo, I'm Josh Whedon.
Oh, I got in trouble for saying weird stuff to women. Ooh.
Did he really?
I think that's accurate. I hope. Can you look that up so we don't get sued? Anyway,
Defamation.
so yeah, we're gonna be talking about Buffy the Vampire Slayer today on part one. Tomorrow's episode is going to be part two, which is, of course, the Quentin Tarantino written and Robert Rodriguez directed from Dusk Till Dawn from 1996. So that movie, of course, is I think most people can agree the better film.
Yeah.
But this one's
Yeah.
still fun. It's just not grindhouse fun like the other one, you know?
Yeah.
Like the other one's got a real gritty grindhouse vibe. This one is a silly, fun movie from 1992. It's in the dark ages of horror. That's what we usually refer to 1990 through 1994 before, budgets kind of started to turn around and everybody started to go like, oh, you know what? We could really make some decent money off horror again.
Yeah, and on the Josh Whedon thing, yeah, people don't like him all that much.
Oh.
There's a couple of allegations and stuff like that. Vulture wrote an article about him, saying the undoing of Josh Whedon.
The undoing.
The undoing.
Oh no, he pooped on people.
He pooped on people. You got that here on Reasonably Afraid first, Josh Whedon.
The regular Army
notorious
Hammer.
pooping.
You got it here first. It's been out for fucking 5 years.
Huh?
Article's been out for like 5 years.
And,
You heard it here first. We should start saying about everything.
you heard it here first.
Next time we cover a movie from like the 60s.
Yeah.
You heard it here first, folks.
I mean,
or
if
at
you
least
do
I
that,
did.
Yeah, to be fair. Oh, we should start doing that. Sean
Yeah.
heard it here first, folks.
Yeah.
It's always for Sean.
I mean, to be
I
honest,
don't know who he is.
yeah.
if we did it enough times, it would be true to someone.
Yeah.
Someone would be like, you know what? They're right. That was the first time I heard about it.
Joss Whedon is a prolific writer, director, producer. has created a lot of stuff that you've seen and don't know he made, which is fine.
Impossible racist.
Give me one. Give me one.
He made the Justice League, the first one.
What?
Yeah,
Really?
he made the first Justice League,
There you go. How about that?
Whoa.
which wasn't good.
Wait, what's
and
he have to
then
do with
they
this?
did the
He
Snyder
made-
cut.
He made
Well, he picked
Buffy?
it up after Snyder. Yeah, he made Buffy the Vampire Slayer
Well, you may
and
be-
Angel.
Well, you may be asking yourself, why is Buffy the Vampire Slayer so funny? You know, it's got real, like, almost like a campy sort of sitcom
Yeah.
vibe, right?
Oh, he's also directed the Avengers.
Yes, he did. The first one, right?
Jeez.
Yeah, Avengers: Age of Ultron, Justice League,
Yep.
and then the Avengers.
Well, he actually wrote on the original production of Roseanne back in the early 90s.
Dude,
Roseanne.
he's got like a fucking crazy. He's got a crazy resume, dude.
Yes. Are you? Yeah.
Honestly, dude.
I didn't realize how much he really did.
Yeah. Yeah. He's
Yeah, he's really. Maybe we shouldn't be talking shit about him.
What are you, the victims?
You know, we're just a podcast that like kisses ass to everybody who's a piece of shit who can get us anywhere. That's
But
such
like,
a fun
fuck
idea.
that guy. Wait, he made Ultron?
Yeah, Age of Ultron is a pile of shit.
Oh, okay. I don't really. I haven't seen any of the
All
Avengers.
right, so we're moving on from Joss Whedon.
Have you really not really?
Yeah.
I mean, we'll check back in about Joss Whedon, but you know, when you listen to a lot of the jokes in this, you can almost hear the like sitcom style. Like it almost feels like a laugh track should come in.
Yeah.
But yeah, he wrote on Roseanne for like 2 years before
Oh,
this
yeah,
Severin
yeah,
came
yeah.
out. So he was on.
Oh, and so that makes it okay? What he did?
No, that is what Vulture was saying. Vulture was saying that there was like a lot of like feminism written in his movies, but some of it was a little backwards.
Yeah, it is. It's sad because like this movie, even though it's like sort of the character is sort of the like blonde bimbo valley girl type thing that was like portrayed a lot in the 80s and early 90s. Like even though that happened, like there's still like a realness to her, to the character. Like there is still like like you care about her, and then like she presents as soon as it's like as soon as she starts to find out who she is, she's no longer like in the like cultural conformity of like what she thinks she's supposed to be. So I mean,
she's not as popular in school.
Yeah, you know, a few years later when they were able to pitch this to a TV network, once everybody started to see that like the craft had some success
After he groomed him.
I like this hard stance Sean has decided to take against Josh Whedon.
Hey, Josh, go fuck yourself. No, clip that. Hey, fuck you. Nah, it's okay.
What's okay?
What I'm about to do to Josh.
Again, it's JOSS.
Oh,
Okay.
Wait, I don't get it.
He's been saying Josh.
Yeah, I've been saying Josh.
He didn't know. He's never seen it written down or anything. He
Yeah.
just kinda-
Wait, what is it? What are you supposed to be saying?
Joss.
Joss. I hate that.
That's even worse than what he did.
His name
to
is Joseph.
Okay, well, we've been on this for like 10 minutes, so we have to do something else.
Sorry if we want to make
Jesus.
it known. No, I'm sorry.
Anyway,
Zach apparently doesn't want to stick up for the victim.
No, it's cool. No, it's cool.
Make it known that Zach has decided to draw the line in the sand here.
Cool.
Why don't you see if Joss Whedon pays his interns? You fucking...
Probably not, dude.
He's like, I'm only paying you in dick. All right. So listen, what you need to know is that he was so upset with how they treated his script that he took it to.
Fuck you, dude. Your script, dude. Oh, did it hurt your script feelings? What about those poor fucking victims, dude?
All right.
Sorry.
All right. Guys.
No, I'm sorry. He's being a hypocrite.
It's a great point, Sean, but we got to get to more stuff.
Sorry.
So anyway, his motivation, they always say, the best motivator sometimes is spite. And this really worked out in his favor for that, because once everybody saw that like people started enjoying, more counterculture type stuff in mainstream media, and you had the success of The Craft, you had
Hated
some
that.
other... What?
I hated that movie.
Oh, you're counting.
Yeah, yeah, just counting.
You know, Hot Topic came out. You know,
That was a movie?
The store.
yep. Hot Topic, the movie. It's just people being like, "I'm saying, I like Cannibal Corpse." You know, I never heard them.
Dude, honestly, every time I hear Zach talk about Hot Topic, he sounds genuinely pissed.
You know, it's
He's
owned by
like,
the Gap.
dude,
Do you know that?
What?
The Gap owns Hot Topic.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Isn't that
That
fun?
makes sense.
they're rebelling against themselves.
Exactly.
Oh.
So, as I always say, there is no true.
Hot Topic,
Grassroots
where every
rebellion.
Friday is Black Friday.
Okay. But not like prices. Okay. No sales.
No sales.
Yeah.
No sales. Just sadness.
Buy one $50 T-shirt, get another one free.
Yeah. Buy one
Buy
$50.
two, get one. Yeah.
Buy
Buy two
one-
$50 T-shirts, get one free.
Buy one $50 T-shirt. Get the second one for double the price.
Yeah.
Doesn't that just make you sad?
We're really stuck at the Hot Topic right
Yeah.
now.
Fuck you, Hot Topic.
Oh, what's
How about we
this?
stay
Our prices.
on topic?
Our prices are gonna make you want to cut yourself.
We're slashing prices more than your own arms. Okay.
We're
Let's,
self-mutilating our prices.
didn't you just get demonetized for this?
Yeah,
You're going to bleep all
a
that.
hot topic, didn't do fuck no.
All right. We should,
Facebook doesn't know humor.
we should bleep that whole part and then just put it on Patreon. But leave it in, but it's just one long bleep. Okay.
Yeah, that's
All
right.
right. Let's fucking, we got so much stuff to get to,
Let's go.
and it's like 12 minutes. in.
Dude,
Okay.
go, dude. I've been waiting on you, man.
Anyway, so he took his TV show pitch to
Okay.
the WB, which was doing much better in the mid to late 90s than it has been more recently. Does it even exist? I assume it does. It's
Yeah.
There's still
Yeah.
a WB, right? Yeah. Okay.
Right? I don't know.
It became the CW.
Oh yeah. See? Not
Yeah,
great.
yeah. Eventually became the
They
CW.
got One Tree Hill. Took him down.
Yeah. All it took was one tree.
And the pedophile dad on Seventh Heaven. the guy-
What?
Oh yeah, he was a pedophile, wasn't
Oh
he?
yeah, that was the guy from another thing.
So, yes, that's correct. This movie has a lot of great people in it. You got Christy Swanson, Donald Sutherland, Paul Rubens, also known as Pee Wee Herman. You got Luke Perry, R.I.P. You got Hilary Swank. You got fucking Academy Award winner Hilary Swank. It's wild. You got David Arquette, who would later go on to Scream fame. You got Stephen Root, who's been in a million things. If you don't know that name, you might recognize him from Barry as the handler.
Yeah, fucking Futes.
And then the biggest, this is what's so funny about this, the biggest names in this movie are the people who some of them didn't even wind up in the credits.
Yeah, they're just background actors.
Yeah.
Fucking Ben Affleck's playing basketball.
Yeah, he's not even credited.
Yeah, back before he spoke English.
I think they put Ben Scott or something. What?
No, he spent some time in Mexico. English is his first language, but he
right.
spent some time in Mexico and he's fluent in Mexican.
Well, some other people who are not credited in this film. Now, this one doesn't make any sense because this is 1992, and she absolutely should have been put in the credits. I guess someone just forgot. I guess.
Yeah.
Ricky Lake.
Oh yeah, that's right. She was a waitress.
She's the waitress. She's like
Yeah.
a famous talk show host, and they're
Yeah.
like, "Let's get her in this movie," and they don't even put her in the credits. These fucking assholes. I mean,
Famous
if it
talk
is in there,
show-
I didn't see it.
Yeah, she went on to then tell a lot of men that they were the father.
Actually,
I'm pretty sure she did those on. Like I didn't watch.
She might have done like one that was before.
They were all doing it though. At
No,
some
the
point.
early versions weren't like that. Maury went, we'll just do every episode. That's
Yeah.
that. But before
Maury-
that, people got a little more creative. Ricky Lake
Maury
was great.
ruined daytime talk show.
Well, he was the only one left. So he just
Yeah.
went, I don't know, man. Just fucking show him a pregnancy test.
Yeah. Well, I think it was Jerry Springer who kind of fucked it all up for everybody.
He spearheaded the whole let's have a fight every episode thing.
Yeah, and then from there it was just like downward spiral.
Yeah. Another one in this that you might have not noticed because I didn't even notice it. Because, I mean, God, he must have been so young. Seth Green
really?
plays one of the vampires. I believe it's during the dance scene. And he just, ran a vampire that gets killed. He said he was cut out of the movie, but what he meant was his lines were cut from the movie. He is seen on screen. So
Oh,
well, that's fun. But of course, you
was
got
he
some
in the
other...
TV show too?
I don't know. Seth Green, I would think he would have made an appearance on there. It kind of seems like it would be in his wheelhouse, you know?
I was trying to find that song earlier, and I thought his face popped up. I don't know if that was someone else.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not good with movies, people.
But possibly my favorite one that's just like a pop-up one that, like, you looked at him, and he looks, we all kind of had the same reaction, was it looks like Anthony Jeselnik.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
that
it's
it
Thomas
was.
Jane, though.
It's Thomas Jane. And then in the credits, his actual name in the credits is Tom Janes. It's like Tom Jones spelled with like an A instead of an O in the Jones. Like, it's so weird.
Who's
You're
that?
Somebody's like, there's too many James
I know
in your
who-
name. You just need one.
Who is that, though? Like,
Like,
what's
he
the
was
other-
in Face Off. He was in Boogie Nights, Thin Red Line, Deep Blue Sea. Punisher would be probably the one that most
The
people know him
Mist?
from. The Mist,
You know what's crazy?
Dreamcatcher.
You know what's crazy? Out of all 7 of those movies, the only one I've seen is The Mist.
Are you serious?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, we
Oh,
gotta
you know,
cover
we
the
should,
Mist.
yeah, we should do the Mist
Dude.
and the Happening.
The Mist was one of the first horror movies I've seen, too. That was like third.
Did it fuck you up with the ending?
Yeah. Dude,
I
that
heard it's
shit
pretty
was
good. Yeah.
Oh my god, I was scared. It was, and I lived in the Bay Area, so the freaking fog all the time was kind of scary.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's such a great movie, and I got to see it in theaters, and I was so excited because I'm actually a horror fan, and I watched it with a bunch of fucking like normies on like a Friday night who are just all the worst human beings ever.
Why?
I'll save it for the episode because I would like to cover it.
Well,
But
you hanging out with Josh?
I just,
You hanging out with Josh Whedon? That's why you won't draw these lines.
He's like, dude, this movie sucks. Let's go harass. It was a Friday night.
yeah, I was having a normal time watching a movie, and then a whole theater was like, "Hey, let's all." They acted like the like credits, like the intro started. They acted like the middle school teacher like left the room,
Oh,
and
they
they all
started
just was like, and you're like, "Dude, what are you doing?" They ruined the whole thing. It was awful.
Oh,
But the
dude,
movie's
I'm
great.
sorry.
It's okay. I'll get over it.
Nah, that's
It's been like 15
dude.
years, but
Still thinking about it. The Mist.
The Mist. I haven't seen it. I want to see it.
yeah, it's great.
Yeah, we should do it for that for the pod.
There is one really interesting moment.
In the Mist.
No, we're moving on. I would like to. I would
Dude,
like to get through the.
There's so many in the Mist.
Yeah.
We've been talking about it all day, dude. Don't get us started.
So at the end of the movie, you know, they run the credits, and then without any real explanation for why, Sean also kind of was like, "What the fuck?" They show Candy Clark as Buffy's mother, and that's like one credit by itself, and it runs by itself up the credits, and then everybody else comes in. Like,
That's weird.
yeah, I don't know
That's
if like
so weird.
I don't know if like,
I think that's really funny.
Yeah.
I don't know. It also is like, she wasn't anyone, right?
well, here's the thing.
Not that that sounded rude. That was
Yeah,
like,
yeah. That's
she
pretty
didn't
rude.
know.
She wasn't relevant to the movie at all.
Yeah, she didn't do
Yeah.
anything.
No, she had a couple of scenes, and she did great, but it wasn't like, you know, there was nothing quintessential about that character.
Yeah, no, not at all. That's funny.
Well, so some stuff about her that's pretty cool though is like she is like a horror, like she's known for a lot of stuff. She was in Q the Winged Serpent, which is this fucking crazy movie. I got to show you sometime. It's nuts. Amityville 3D.
Really, she was in
Yeah.
that?
Watch your family get murdered. In
Wait, I don't
3D.
remember.
We didn't watch 3D.
We didn't watch the three.
That's
yeah,
the
we just
third
watched
movie.
The first two.
Oh,
Or that we watched the remake and the first
remake.
one.
Yeah. Our very first episode actually.
Oh yeah, that was our first episode.
Yeah, she's in Cat's Eye. She's in The Blob, Zodiac. But this one I wrote down just for Ray because I caught it in the middle of a bunch of movies that are recognizable. Cocaine and Blue Eyes.
Fuck yeah, dude.
You joke? Oh,
Wait, why? What? Where?
it's just one of the movies, one
Is
of the
it horror?
credits on her IMDb, and I don't know what it is, but
That's
you know,
great.
I just thought I was like Ray would like that, so I wrote it down.
Thank you. Thank you.
The dad is his real name is James Paradise, which great name for if you're
That's
going to be an
pretty,
actor.
You should own a timeshare.
Yeah.
He's also been in a bunch of horror stuff. Like I like that a lot of movies they seem to really like pat it with people that like. It's almost like a wink nudge for horror fans. Like,
Yeah.
hey, you guys might recognize this. He's in Necronomicon: Book of the Dead, which was an H.P. Lovecraft adaptation.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, which is cool as fuck. He's in the Jigsaw murders, which is not related to Saul. It's
He's a
different
straight
thing.
man, is he?
No fucking clue.
I just think it'd be funny if he was gay and like his partner's just like Another Day in Paradise.
Great.
I mean,
He's
Pretty
so
good.
happy with
Pretty
himself.
good. I'm pretty. I like that.
I mean, you could also she could get like a finger up his butt. That's not
true
gay.
too. That's true too. You just peg him.
It's not
His
gay.
wife
yes.
can peg him and just be like
Yeah.
Another Day in Paradise.
Just be his doctor. That'd be really upsetting.
Yeah. He gets he's like he gets
no.
middle age.
Yeah.
And then they
It's,
both have a laugh, and he goes, "No, but you do have prostate cancer."
Yeah,
Yeah.
cancer.
All right. He's also in Sleepaway Camp 3, and one that I thought was just funny, so I wrote it down. Jury Duty, the comedy. That's the name of the movie. But yeah, classic horror actor there. Mark DiCarlo.
Oh,
is-
Mark DiCarlo was in this.
I really liked his character. He plays the coach.
Oh, actually,
yeah.
that was an interesting.
And at the time, Pat Riley was like really popular. He was the basketball coach for the Lakers. But they modeled his character after Pat Riley in terms of like the look and everything.
Oh, not yeah.
But then when he got on set, they were like, "Okay, so you're going to be the basketball coach," because he was like a comedic actor, and I think he even did some stand up, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, nice.
But so when they hired him on, just because he's like a fun, outgoing kind of guy, and they were like, "You'll make a great coach. You'll be loud and like, animated." And then he's like, "Hey, I don't really know anything about basketball."
Oh, that's great.
He's supposed to be running screens, and then instead
Yeah.
of like trying to fake it, they were like, "Oh, he's a high school basketball coach.
Yeah, it
let's
doesn't
just
matter."
So
Yeah.
he said, just do what you want with it. And so he just spent the whole time saying those great lines like self-actualize, envision the ball is yours. Like,
You have the aura. Yeah, he said that before it got repopularized.
yeah.
And then he on the whiteboard he wrote like something about the male and female gender signs, and then he wrote like the infinity sign, and it was like,
Yeah.
what's the heck, dude?
Well, and
Yeah,
the
that's
what are
basketball
you
player,
talking about, dog?
the basketball player that he was using with the signs and everything is a football.
I didn't catch that.
Layout. Like he's not even writing the right sports sports
That's
plans.
great.
But yeah, he was in a lot of stuff. He was much more popular back then, but it's mostly like television and stuff. But he's popped in and out of things. Like he was on like General Hospital and Saved by the Bell in Vegas, Wedding in Vegas. I don't remember if that was a show or a movie, but anyway, yeah, a lot of goofy stuff, but like fun stuff. Raising Helen is probably his biggest movie. He just has like a bit part in, but
Okay.
yeah. Anyway, so, you good over there?
Yeah, I don't know why. Sorry.
But overall, I think this movie's a lot of fun. Like it, obviously, it's definitely nowhere near the regular horror genre.
Yeah. Yeah, but I definitely enjoyed it. I thought it was fun.
Yeah. What was your favorite part?
Let's see. Oh, the vampire dying, where he he improvised
Paul
that
Rubens.
scene. Paul Rubens improvised dying, and he just like takes way too long to die.
Yeah.
that was great.
You know what's great about that is that this movie, they basically gave them like, again, they gave them like a shoestring budget. It's like the same
Yeah.
old story, and they're like, all right, you got 5 weeks to shoot this. So they had no time to do any rehearsal prep.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have any time to actually get a lot of pre-pro done. I mean, they would just show up and just kind of start shooting.
Yeah.
And the director, Fran, what's her, Kazooie, I think is how you say the last name. Anyway, but she she showed up and was just like, I'm like an improv director. Like I like to improvise scenes and kind of see what I can get out of it, which to some people is great because people like to play a little bit more. I think a lot of
Right.
comedians would enjoy that. But then
for
you have
sure.
people like Donald Sutherland who are like classically trained, like he's in Invasion of the Body Snatchers, but he's also in like a lot of like pretty straightforward like dramas and stuff. He's a respected actor, and he shows up. And she's like, "Do your thing." Like, it's, what the fuck? So during that scene,
He's
though,
like, I need direction.
yeah,
You need to tell me what to do. She's like, just do whatever you want. And it's just like it's your job to do that.
yeah, he was the head. He was like the best basketball player, and she was the coach.
Yeah.
Going self-actualized. But yeah, so what's pretty funny though is that she was basically like didn't really have a plan, and they didn't have a lot of special effects money or anything like that. So like that's why all the kills are kind of goofy and just kind of like straightforward. There's not like, you know, you're not like it's nothing like From Dusk Till Dawn when you see the face change and all that.
Yeah.
So
sick.
So when Paul Rubens has to do that death scene, he's like, "What do you want us to do?" And they were like trying to choreograph something, and she just got frustrated because like everybody was like fighting and arguing on set because they were getting. It was toward the end; they were getting real tense, and she goes, "Just do whatever you want." And he goes, "All right," and then he just fucking went forever. He basically like it. They said that it like broke tension on the set to have him do that. It made everybody go like, "All right, maybe we don't have to take this all so serious.
Right.
This is all silly." Like, so basically, him like they were just about to cut, and he goes, like sat back up. And so the guy with the clappers like, you know, like, wait, what's happening? And then he just kept going, and they kept it all in the film.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Wow, thank God I wasn't on the set there.
Oh yeah, you would have.
I would have been like, no, do it again. I didn't like it.
Yeah,
Yeah. It
was
too
good.
short.
Yeah.
too short.
No, actually, honestly, I thought, you know what, wrap it up.
Yeah. Oh, did you?
It wasn't bad. I'll tell you what was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their cheerleading dance. Now that was good.
Oh, so good.
Oh yeah, that was the best
That
part.
was my best part in the whole film. Actually, I really liked
Yeah.
that. I thought that could have been an actual chant. Like,
Do you remember it?
fuck, it was something about like I forget the first line, but then they go, "How loose is your goose?"
Our
You
goose
wanna-
is totally loose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Fucking good.
No,
Yeah.
you seem to know
How
it.
loose is your goose? Our goose is totally loose.
Shake your caboose.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, there you go.
She, boom, boom, boom. And she says one thing before that too about like the pig being. You know, honestly, it doesn't really matter. It's one thing I would just tell you to stop right now. Honestly, like seriously, stop this podcast and go ahead and watch it. It's such a insightful watch. You're gonna be grateful, and if you're a aspiring cheerleader, I think it could be really inspirational. So go ahead and check that out.
Would you
All
put
right.
this higher up on the level of cheerleading movies? Like where does this fall in cheerleading movies?
Yeah, is
Oh.
it Bring It On level?
Oh yeah, they should have. Yeah, they should have done more time. I think that I kept thinking. I really liked it. There was one line I kept going back to where the guy was saying how, oh yep, you got to stay low key. You know, you can't have the vampires knowing you're the Slayer.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh yeah, whatever. You know,
And then she runs and tracks down
yeah,
a basketball player.
and then he started complaining that she was going to like cheerleading practice and stuff. I'm like, that's so low key. I feel like they could have leaned into that a bit more and just had her freaking doing more caboose stuff. Not in a weird way, just in a cool, that's a fun dance kind of way.
Yeah. Yeah, or like work it into the choreography is how she kills them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Goose is totally loose. And then
Oh.
fucking, yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have an idea of where the school was?
Yeah, it was like in I don't know
Because
where.
it's definitely SoCal's, but
Well, they go to
definitely
Pasadena at one point.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to. Sunnydale High, I think.
Yeah.
Exterior shot at Torrance.
Torrance?
Yeah,
Torrance is like
High School.
fucking almost an hour away south. I mean, it's
Is it really?
no traffic. It's like 45 minutes south,
How far from Pasadena would you say?
like an hour.
Okay, so she makes that fucking ride on the motorcycle.
That's a shooting location, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a shooting
the-
location,
The
so-
location in the film, though, is Sunnydale High, which is just in Southern California. So it just says somewhere in Southern California, but it's
Right.
clearly Los Angeles. So
Yeah, Torrance doesn't have the same, especially because they were being all valley like.
Yeah.
It was probably like fucking I don't know Burbank or something.
we'll give them the credit. We'll say at least 30 minutes away from Pasadena.
Well, that was like it's like not even a 5-minute drive for her. She hopped on that motorcycle and she was in Pasadena.
I like how that's your problem with the scene. My problem with that scene was that she just has to take a long ways around. Oh, and of course the other dude's fixing his fucking dirt bike at the same time. He's like,
oh yeah.
Oh shit, the chase? How convenient. I gotta go.
Also, Pike had like so many motorcycles
Yeah.
at his disposal, but he was supposed to be poor. Does that imply that he was just taking motorcycles from the shop?
Yeah, dude,
He was
hot-
just driving around customer cars like my dad when he was drunk.
Yeah, hot dudes in movies just collect motorcycles. You can't be the star of 90210 and just not have a fucking plethora of motorcycles.
There's this motorcycle sitting at the shop, so I took it.
Yeah, also
I had to test drive it.
hilarious to name him Pike.
Pike?
Yeah, because that's just like,
Yeah.
heads on pikes. When
Oh,
that's where
yeah,
that
yeah,
comes
yeah.
from.
That's
Thomas
I
Jane's
don't know,
character,
he's the guy
has-
with the bike. What do we call him? How about Pike?
yeah. Thomas Jane's character actually has a name. I looked it up in the credits. It's Zeph.
Ugh.
Zeph.
Who's that?
Thomas Jane, because he works in the auto body
The
shop.
auto body shop
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is okay. This is a
Yeah,
fun
that
one.
makes sense that a guy named Just Sweden
Yeah,
would name people shit like that.
just Sweden, y'all.
Just Sweden.
So I did want to cover this because this is crazy. So there's a guy named Sasha Jensen who played Grueller in the film. He's actually been in a lot of stuff, but most notably Halloween 4. Which he did
okay.
like right after this. Ghoulies 2, Halloween 4, Dazed and Confused.
Dazed and Confused is great.
And then he was in like a heist movie in 2010 called The Grind. But there's another person named Adam Lowry, and I was looking him up, and I was like, why can't I find anything on this dude? He plays Andy in the film, right? And I'm like, there's got to be something on this guy, right?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to find it, and I'm looking it up because, he's got like this headshot and everything. It looks like a professional actor because you can tell on IMDb when you're trying to find information on these people, like, oh, this is going to go down a weird path if or not. So this guy, I couldn't really find much. And then I see, some TV stuff, a couple of smaller things like shorts. And then I look and I see it says Clerks on his IMDb, and I go, what the fuck? I've seen Clerks quite a few times. Never seen this actor in it, but I'm like, well, maybe he's one of the like side characters, like an extra or some shit like that. So I'm like, well, who was he in Clerks? And then I start going down that rabbit hole, and I go and I find stills from Clerks that he worked on, because I was thinking there's also an animated Clerks. I think HBO made it like in the late 90s. And so I was like, maybe he does one of the voices on there. But then I click on it, and there's like actual stills from Clerks, like from a real color camera. But Clerks the movie is in black and white. So I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, is this some like weird knockoff, like Swiss version of Clerks or something? So I look it up. He plays Dante, the lead character, in a pilot episode that never aired. In 1995, they tried to make a TV show of the film
Really?
Clerks. And it's in color, and he plays Dante, and the other actor, and it's fucking Jim Brewer.
Really?
What?
Yeah, and then the love interest is Carrie Russell. And I was like, that's wild. This dude who you've never heard of, Andrew Lowry,
That would have been his big break.
he would have, if you would have done a TV version of Clerks in 1995, this dude
Yeah.
would be famous.
Yeah. Yeah. Why didn't? Well, did you say why didn't it go through?
They just they shot the pilot episode. It just never aired, never went to air. They just didn't pick it for that season during sweeps, and so
Weird.
because they shoot like hundreds of pilots every year,
Yeah.
and then they only pick a handful to actually go to air. Isn't that crazy?
That is pretty crazy.
Anyway, I know that's a weird rabbit hole to go down and unnecessary, but it's also like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's keep it on topic, Zach.
No, I get it. Yeah, what the
So,
fuck?
no, let's all talk about our favorite LaCroix some more. Check out the Patreon.
Guava.
Is it?
Yeah, I like guava the most, I think.
Good delivery on that, by the way.
I'm not gonna say mine. You got to buy the Patreon to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want classic LaCroix boy talk, okay, you got to go to Patreon.
Ooh, the
Sorry.
Core Boys is a good podcast name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we should change this whole thing around.
Yeah.
And every time we just pick one and then we deep dive a fruit.
No.
I don't want to do that, Sean. So one of the things they did for this film to promote it was they always do fun stuff for like press junkets and then like, things that that can kind of make the film more enticing for people to see. And one of the things they did, which must have cost a lot of money, I think, or maybe not a lot, but more than I would have been like, hey, can you not do this and then give us some special effects money, please? They made a fake yearbook. They used it as promotional material. Pee Wee Herman got cast for this film right after he had been arrested in Florida for jerking off in a movie theater. There's everyone's name, their character name, and then like a biography of the character and the actors. They did him dirty, man. Paul Rubens in his character makeup and everything, and it says the character stuff, but there's no bio about him, and his name isn't in it. It's just the character and the character bio and a picture, right?
Oh shit, that was Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah, isn't that
Yeah.
cool?
Yeah, we've been saying Paul Rubens 100 times, and like I just for some reason he
together?
just doesn't look like
No.
Right.
Pee Wee Herman.
He unfairly though was left out of this. It's like, well, if you
Yeah.
guys are gonna still cast him and still leave him in the film,
Yeah, he's also a big part of the film.
and it's also like press junket materials, it's like they're not gonna not know.
They should have leaned into it and been like, Paul
Yeah,
Rubens most likely to get caught jerking off in a porno theater.
I thought that's what he was gonna say, is that they just like referenced it.
Well, I'm
or
glad you
something.
said that because he's a comic, and he's got a comic's mind, and so what you just said is not too far off from what he did as soon as he got on set.
Did he really?
Dude, that facial hair is he kept it on purpose, and it was the facial hair he's wearing in his mugshot. That was like his
dude.
fuck you. He was
Yeah.
like, I want to wear this. So he kept that. And when he got on set, he just immediately started making jokes about it because he knew everybody knew. So he just diffused the whole thing by getting on there and being like, like, watch out, I'm going to pull it out. And everybody's like, what the fuck? Which is so funny.
That's great.
There is a dumb thing that happened though in the moment of like, because at this time Donald Sutherland was far and away the most respected actor on this and the one with the most experience, and at this point was like had been for many years been the lead actor in like many films. So he actually said at one point, "I'm going to be the only actor with a beard here," and like made a whole thing. Like he made us think about it, where he was like, he needs to get rid of that. I should be the only one that has facial hair. And they were like, "What are you talking about?" And he was like, no, and basically the producers had to get involved, and they said, "I don't know whose name you think it is that's on the title of this film." They fucking told him to suck it up, and it's probably the first time in a long time anybody had told Donald Sutherland that he can go get fucked. So
Good.
Yeah, it's a weird request.
Yeah.
Is he's the bad guy?
no, he's the the vampire trainer,
Oh yeah.
Merrick, the one who trains the girls to be able to fight.
Dude,
That's
what
even weirder.
Bro, relax. Yeah. Why
Yeah.
is he freaking out?
Yeah, it's like, dude, you're not. And here's the other thing. They said that
You're like
he,
a side character.
yeah, and they said that he like complained about his character. He even in interviews was like saying, even in afterward, they in 2002 they did one of these like inside looks, like 10 years back at like the making of different films, and one of them was Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And even 10 years later, he goes, I just couldn't bring myself to accept that I had agreed to do a film called Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Like he was still like despondent about it. It's like, dude, his first film was a fucking Italian horror film.
Yeah.
What was it? Yeah, you know what? I actually wrote down the name of it. I wanted to tell you guys. It's a cool fucking name. It's called Castle of the Living Dead.
That's sick.
It's from 1964.
Whoa.
It's so old. This guy's history is in horror movies, and then you gotta like, you think you're too good for it because you're elderly now? Fuck you, fucking dick.
What were we gonna be like as the audience? Oh, look at that character. He's the one with a beard.
Yeah, like anybody would give a single shit.
Yeah.
Now that must mean he's important.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you
they're like-
notice that Buffy's trainer is the only one with facial hair?
And they're like
He
such
must be
vastly,
wise.
Yeah.
they're such vastly different characters.
Wait,
It's like,
look
no
him
one-
up. Look him up on IMDb. He must be famous.
Yeah, if he was the only one with a beard,
I mean, they must make all sorts of exceptions for him.
Another great actor in this though is the guy Rutger Hauer. Even though it's like still done somewhat comedically different parts of this, I mean, he still is like pretty ominous in the movie. Like he brings a level of fear. I feel like him and Merrick, those two characters are really like they bring like the only feeling of like sincere.
Yeah.
Which
like
one was
something could
Merrick
happen.
again? Merrick is
The guy we were just talking
No,
about. Shit
Merrick
about,
is
yeah.
Donald Sutherland.
Oh yeah.
But honestly, even some of Paul Rubin's parts, he does really ominously and like really well.
Yeah.
When he's got to be scary. But Rutger Hauer, you would know from a couple of different things. Here's one you wouldn't know him from: a bunch of German TV movies.
Yeah.
But he's in Nighthawks, The Hitcher, Sin City, Batman Begins.
Holy shit.
Yeah, Dracula 2 and 3, which are not associated with the regular one. But his biggest claim to fame, of course, Blade Runner.
Blade Runner's so good.
And his character in that's incredible. So like, yeah. So these two guys, Rutger Hauer had a different attitude though. He was like very casual and fun to work with. When they told him we don't have money for special effects, and he's like, well, how am I supposed to float in this scene? And somebody drove up a forklift. You know what he fucking did? He didn't complain and say nobody else gets on the forklift. He got on the fucking forklift, and they drove him up the set, and they had him go.
It's a goddamn professional.
Goddamn professional. You suck it up, Donald Sutherland. Get on the forklift. He's dead, but but if he was alive, get on the forklift. R.I.P.
Yeah.
Also, R.I.P. to Rutger Hauer. And yeah.
Yeah, we're just shitting on dead guys here.
And to Luke Perry.
Yeah.
R.I.P. you guys.
Damn.
Everybody else is doing fine. Mostly. I haven't checked on the rest of them. I'm be real with you. Anyway.
Maybe this movie's cursed.
Oh my god.
Because 3 people are dead.
Yeah, 3
40
old
years
people.
later. Okay. Oh yeah, that whole scene where they go down to where they had to go shoot downtown, and the cinematographer said he got all his stuff stolen out of his car, and they like,
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's LA, baby.
and you know he was just writing it off for so it was like 10,000.
Yeah.
He's like, they're not paying me good for this. Fuck
Yeah.
these
It would be
people.
downtown, not Pasadena. That makes more sense.
Yeah,
That'd be
Yeah.
downtown.
I take it back on my favorite part of the movie. It was when she lit the cross on fire, and then she hit the fucking hairspray
spray?
with it.
Yeah.
It was just like the aesthetics of a cross lit on fire in her hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't racist.
No one
I just
thought-
like their white garments. I just really like their white garments.
and their funny hats with
Yeah.
eye holes in them.
It's like I don't know what it is, but it's an aesthetic. And it's nice to feel like you're a part of something.
I don't like that the KKK took crosses on fire and made it racist. I think that
That is true. That is
It
that
could
is
have just
true.
been straight metal.
It could have been metal as fuck.
Honestly, I do think about that.
I don't like that they stole that from the horror or the horror and the metal
I guess it's fine as
community.
long as you flip them upside down, right?
Oh, you
yeah.
light it on fire upside down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's better. That's better.
Oy.
It means
Yeah,
something
take it
completely
back. Take
different.
back.
Take it back.
Take it back.
Take Burning Crosses back. You know.
I always like the sensation of putting bed sheets over my head.
Well, as
take
long
that
as they're
back.
not pointy, you're just a ghost.
Yeah. There was a huge fight between the director and the producers. Not the regular producers, which were the director's husband, Kaz Kazooie, I think is how you say his name.
What?
Oh, what is it to these names?
Yeah.
Kazooie? What the
Kazooie?
fuck? Banjo Kazooie?
And then, the other one was Howard Roxman, I think. And so basically, what happened was these two producers hired Fran, which is Kaz's wife, and it definitely seems like a situation where it's like, yeah, like we're producing it, you shoot it,
Yeah.
keep it all in house, nobody's gonna care. But 20th Century Fox cared. Because they have people above these regular producers. They have executive producers and people who are paying for the movie.
Right,
And
right,
so
right.
every day they would watch dailies and they'd check it and they'd go, what the fuck is happening? And they'd write a bunch of notes and they'd send it to her. And one of the major notes was, you need more gore. You need more violence. You need more horror. Like, this is like, you're making like a fucking slapstick comedy over there. We want to see a horror movie.
Yeah.
And she was like, she basically just kept ignoring the notes, but they were too far into shooting to replace her.
Yeah.
And so she kept ignoring the notes. And then when, 10 years later in this retrospect thing that I watched, she's talking about it. And she was like, yeah, they wanted to keep it PG-13. And it's already hard enough if you have like blood and gore to keep it that way. But also, if it's PG-13, my kids, if I ever going to go see it, I wouldn't want them to see anything much more than what I was doing. So I kept it that way on purpose. And it was like, cool, man. Hey, fuck you. Stab somebody through the fucking chest. What are you talking about? It's a vampire movie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she's a mother, Zach,
Yeah, so what?
I don't think you know how hard it is to be a
Yeah,
mom.
that's so true. That's so true.
Yeah. Here's how hard it is.
Hardest job in the world, by the way.
Oh, my God. Jesus Christ.
So who fought who?
Yeah.
You think they physically fought?
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Oh, they didn't fight?
It would be pretty funny. Some executive producer just walks down and goes, take the fucking notes. Start beating everybody
Well,
up.
I gotta fucking make the gore myself. Oh, let's get a little wild in here.
Put this on camera. Put this on camera.
Yeah, I'm gonna produce something right now out of your fucking nose. It's called blood.
Just some executive just taking his rings off.
Nah, I'm tired of this bullshit.
This is ridiculous.
Well, it wasn't just the
Puts on
producers.
brass knuckles.
Yeah, so what?
It wasn't just the producers that had a problem, though. It got to the point where, because of her shooting style and this whole we're gonna improvise scenes and do all this stuff. A lot of cast and crew people also are used to working on things with a kind of standard format.
With the script.
Yeah, and so if you have a crew that's used to working in a more loose manner, then they can usually flow with you a little better. But if you have people who are trying to set up shots in a particular way, and you don't know how the shots are going to be, which makes everything take longer to set up, and especially when it comes to like changing lighting, as you know, because as the guy who lights this singular space,
Yeah.
can you imagine somebody being like, "We're gonna
Fucking pain in the ass.
Can you imagine somebody being like, all right, now we're gonna do 10 more of these, and I don't know how I want it yet. You'd be like, I quit, and people
Yeah.
did. People walked off. She quit at one point.
Yeah. This sounds like a clusterfuck of a set,
It
dude.
was so much of a clusterfuck. Everybody on this movie quit and came back because they wanted their paychecks. Like 20th Century Fox is like, oh no, you fucking don't. we don't like it, but we're still gonna put it out. We spent money on it anyway. So it got to the point where the cast and crew had gotten, but mostly the crew had gotten so fed up that they actually. The whole point, of course, is to get a franchise going if you can. And so people were already in the talks of like, there's rumors of like, we're going to do Buffy 2, like, the college years or whatever the fuck, right?
There's just some lighting guy that's just like, no, the fuck, we're not.
Yeah. So
We
somebody.
don't need you, dude.
We'll find another lighting.
None of I have anything to say about it, dude. Okay, well.
So somebody actually made pins and stickers that said Buffy 2, just say no, with a circle
Yeah.
and everything.
Hell yeah.
Which, of
dude.
course, was
Oh,
like,
I'm sure Josh hated that.
Yeah.
just say
Okay. Hey, what's this in reference to?
He's
They're like, the
confused.
director. Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, continue. But that's how you know somebody really, really doesn't like something. Somebody went out of their way to like make merch.
That's so funny.
He just showed up to some shop in Hollywood and was like, "Can you make some pins?"
Yeah. Who made pins that said, I'm about to have more victims? I don't,
No, wait, honestly, though, that guy's ridiculous, dude. Stop, man. What the
Yeah, relax.
Yeah, cut it out,
Relax.
Josh.
Honestly, just, whoa, yeah, that too.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
The pins thing, why would you
the
fucking
pin
show up,
thing?
dude?
Yeah.
Just say how you feel.
Yeah, it's the most passive aggressive way to go about telling your feelings.
oh my, dude, he just shows up on set. Oh, where'd everyone get these pins?
Yeah. Hey, wait, imagine if we did that like in the apartment. It's just like one day, like
the
Zach
dishes.
showed up with say yes to dishes. It's like, all right, we fucking get it, dude.
So
Yeah.
as always, I often look for connections that people make in these movies that last a lifetime. Loved ones, like in Beetlejuice when the set deck married, the that later married one of the actresses.
No, how could I ever forget?
Yeah. You're right. So it's always nice.
Yeah, it's good.
And this is actually the beginning of the connection between Thomas Jane and Rutger Hauer, who was later introduced to Rutger Hauer's daughter Aisha, and they are married to this day. Isn't that
Wow.
Nice.
Or they divorced, and I
Love.
didn't read that.
Probably
It
not.
doesn't matter. Correct me in the
Probably
comments.
not.
I love
They're
Thomas
probably still
Jane.
in love.
Yeah.
I hope he has all the happiness in the world.
Same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ever since I heard him talk in this movie, I was like, okay, fall in love.
He deserves
Good
love.
looking like young Jesselnick. Well done. So
It is weird how he looks like Jesselnick.
yeah, it's
Because like when you
because he
like,
doesn't look anything like
anything
that.
like yeah.
Now. So bizarre. Anyway,
But that's
so-
love for you.
Yeah.
What
love
a
for
strange
you.
thing.
Make you look like a completely different person.
That's a horror movie.
So a couple of quick things before we end this part one. So Christy Swanson that played Buffy, this was supposed to be her big break again. She had actually been in several things that were supposed to be her big break. She had done some TV, a show called Nightingales, which was about like sexy nurses. Like she had done a few more movies where she had lead roles or leading roles, and it just wasn't panning out. And this was supposed to be the one, and it just didn't work out. She wound up doing some other stuff. It wasn't like this was the end of it. She she did Mannequin 2 on the move.
Oh,
Which is where a mannequin comes to life.
Yeah, I'm aware
that's
of this
fun.
series.
You know it? Yeah, she's in
Yeah.
Hot Shots. Hot Shots, great. You ever seen Hot Shots?
No.
Never seen Hot Shots? Oh man, great spoof movie. Like Charlie Sheen, like basically Naked Gun style.
Oh, okay,
Like,
okay.
But it's like all the Rambo movies. Like
Oh, that
yeah.
makes sense.
yeah, classic early '90s stuff. She was even in Pretty in Pink and Ferris Bueller's Day Off before this. I mean, she had like stuff on her resume that kind of built up. But one of the last things that she did was Dude, Where's My Car? That was relevant.
That movie has aged
hated
horribly.
it. Hated
Not
it. I was
great.
pissed.
Yeah.
I got annoyed when I saw
And
it.
so has her career, because one of her last major things that she did recently was Obamagate, the movie.
Obamagate?
Yeah.
What the fuck is Obamagate?
It's all about it's right wing propaganda about how Obama's administration tried to defame Trump with the Russia
Jesus
scandal and all that.
Yeah, sure they did.
And there's a reason you all don't know that documentary unless you're on a certain side of things. So anyway, her career did not pan out the way she would have liked, probably, but she's still making money
Yeah.
just doing that, which is
Just
fine.
like her hero.
The Obamagate.
The Obamagate.
And luckily, Luke
I
Perry,
hate. Can I just say I hate how they always do that, where it's like gate
Yeah.
after everything. What the fuck?
Well, it started with Watergate.
No, I know, but okay, but that's because it was
his
while
name
the
of the-
water. Yeah,
yeah, the
it
name of the
made
hotel,
sense.
yeah.
the
Now it's
hotel
like,
was called Watergate.
yeah, now it's Obamagate.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
should come up with a new thing for
They're
sure.
gatekeeping Obama.
Obamagate.
You guys didn't let me know about Obama.
What do you guys tell me about Obama?
You know, been better.
I've been voting Republican this whole time. You didn't tell me about Obama. I think the biggest takeaway that I'm gonna say about this, not necessarily the movie itself, but all this
Obamagate.
information we know about this movie, is everything's fleeting. Things
Yeah.
don't last forever. This movie, the two leads were Buffy, Christy Swanson, right? And then Luke Perry, who was famous because of 90210, even though he had done some other film stuff later. And, he was put in The Fifth Element. I think he was in quite a few things that were later he was seen for the talent that he was, right?
Yeah,
like
he
Once
was in
Upon a
Star
Time in
Wars.
Hollywood. Star Wars, yeah.
No.
You fucking piece of shit. It's so funny. They put so many people in. You're like, I probably did. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't.
No, but like he was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, so he got
that's
to
a good- that's a
actually.
good movie.
And it's because Tarantino is like known to use people who were maybe not used to their full potential during their careers or were pigeonholed, and then he gives them an opportunity to do something different. which was, I think, his last film, which is a cool, sign off for him, minus death. But
How'd he die?
I don't remember. Probably cancer, I'm going to guess. Died in
I'll Google
2019. But the thing is, the biggest takeaway from this is like, this didn't change his career in any sort of like major way, but he was like the most known person then. Christy Swanson was, known for this movie and then some other stuff. But these were all supposed to be the things that really like elevated these people. But if you look at everybody who had smaller roles are the ones who took off. Hilary Swank won a fucking Oscar.
Yeah.
Like Hilary Swank has a pretty minor role in this as her bitchy friend. And then she went on to be in like everything. David Arquette goes on to be in the entire Scream series,
Luke Perry had a stroke.
Yeah. Thomas Jane, obviously, is in a million things. And then even the people who didn't have real credits like Seth Green and Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
So time is fleeting. And
none of it matters.
Don't get too attached to right now. You never know what's going to happen in the future. 1 minute, you're not even in the credits playing basketball in some fucking dumbass movie in 1992.
Yeah, 1 minute you're doing a horror podcast, the next you're homeless.
Fine. Wait a second. Hi. Wait.
Which actually brings me to an odd point. We've been talking. We actually feel like you should
leave.
Yeah.
Oh,
but wait, we still want you to.
Yeah.
We still want you to light edit shoot.
Yeah, we just think.
They're like, we need you to edit this under a bridge.
Yeah, we just don't want you to live here.
Yeah, we just think being unhoused will give you the edge you need. Yeah.
Dude, that's so funny.
Don't find another place.
Yeah.
Just be homeless.
It makes you soft.
Yeah, every day you're like, I think I'm gonna watch the TV. What if you didn't have one?
Yeah. What if the sun woke you up?
I could be better at editing and doing comedy if I just didn't have to pay rent.
That'd be great. All right, so let's wrap this up. Let's do our usual. One quick thing. Mm-hmm. They did a really smart thing to get people into theaters because everybody was people back in the day didn't mix genres the way that this movie does. The whole horror comedy thing was known in the 80s for being a thing, but it typically was more horror leaning and then had comedic elements, right?
Right. This was way more comedy.
Yeah, and this was in the Dead period, too, so you have to remember that. This was between 1990 and 1994.
Look at that boy getting his notes in. Remember that shit? Look at him go.
Yeah.
Why do we call it the Dead period? Because there's no...
Yeah, they just...
It was after everybody had kind of unanimously... there was just the understanding that the slasher had died.
Oh,
and with that, the
So
horror...
the budgets were slashed, too.
Yes. Great job.
Yep.
Great job.
Yep.
But one thing they did that was really smart to get people on board was they had... The poster was cheerleader legs with the skirt and then a hand holding a stake.
Nice.
And it just made everybody go like, chicks and violence, dude. And it fucking... That they can say whatever they want.
Yeah,
but Grindhouse sells, dude.
Mm-hmm.
No, honestly, more posters should do that. I hate all the ones where they're just like the
10 faces in a triangle.
What the?
Yeah, I mean, like that's been a thing that a lot of people complain about nowadays.
Oh, really?
Like all of the posters have been like sort of the same.
Yeah.
I remember my ex's dad complaining about that years ago, but that's because he was hyping up Alien that we saw. I was gonna bring that up in that one. I just he just said it was the egg or something. That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's
I
so
feel
cool.
like something like that where you're just intrigued by the movie. You're like, that's all you want. You don't want a lot. Guys, I don't care about these faces.
Yeah, it's like Avengers kind of like started that trend where it's just like you put 10 fucking faces on a poster.
Well, and that's a throwback to like Scream and everything.
Yeah.
How Scream was the first one to have really started that in the 90s.
Wait,
yeah,
what?
but they
The
did
faces?
it with they did
Really?
it with elegance though. It was like. It's like Scream kind of looked like very similar to like the Death Row picture, like for fucking Tupac and Suge Knight. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. I like
Which they ripped off of Bohemian Rhapsody.
Really?
I don't know.
Zach's like, see, I can make shit up
I'm just
too.
fucking calling shit, baby. Ooh, calling audibles out here. Let's do it. All right, let's wrap this fucking thing up. Oh wait, you had a fun fact before we wrap.
Oh yeah, listen up. It's not that. Listen, at one point in the movie, there's a scene where the Pee Wee Herman guy, vampire, he gets on top of the, what's his name, Pike?
Mm-hmm.
Pike
Luke,
fan?
Luke Perry?
Yep.
He's on top of the van, and he's driving, and it's like it's supposed to be this intense scene where he's trying to get him off the van, driving around in the forest and stuff.
What music is playing during that intense
It's
scene?
just some song, and when I say some song,
like
I
a generic
genuinely
rock
mean
love song.
it's generic rock love song, and it's literally I don't think I've ever heard a song not fit the vibe as much as that. Like, it was
made no
weird.
sense.
It made no
Yeah.
sense.
They're like getting.
Yeah.
He's got Paul Rubens on the windshield going like, "I'm gonna fucking eat you," and he's like steering like this, and then the song's like, "And she's in love with me," and then we go to the dance.
Yeah. It was like fucking this. It sounded like the Smiths. It was like there was.
And what was the name of that song?
And so that's the thing. We don't know.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows. I tried to
so
look it up.
weird.
I tried to look it up. Apparently, like originally on the soundtrack for they released a soundtrack, the song that was on it was called like Zap something by the Colts. That was the song that was originally playing during that scene. Then they swapped it out for this version. And that kind of checks out because it's like, oh yeah, this feels like a replacement. They're like, just fucking throw something on that's cheap.
It'd be funny.
Who
if the band
cares
was
if it
like-
doesn't match?
It'd be funny if the band was like, this song's dog. This movie's dog shit. Pull our song. We don't want this here. And they're
Yeah.
like, okay.
Oh,
we guess we
okay.
fucking have to.
Well, hey, who's got a dog shit song for us? We got it. Yeah, and it was literally so. And I tried to look it up, and apparently someone liked the song for some reason.
Right.
But they were like, "Hey, man, I've been trying to find this for years." And they
the
were just
fuck
like, "I
is
guess it's a lost piece of media," is what Reddit came up with. Nobody
Damn.
could find it. So
That's so bizarre.
yeah,
There's,
it's
and
just-
it happens a lot. There's a lot of stuff like that. We even covered a film. I don't remember which one off the top of my head, but we covered a film where they pulled it from the original theatrical release when it was released. Or no, it was in the theatrical release. When it was released to VHS, they put it back in. Or they took it out, and then they put it back in for the DVD Blu-ray release. So the theatrical and the Blu-ray are different from the VHS.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it was a common problem back in the day, though. They had this happen a lot, because there was no like clear cut way to like make a movie and then just get it in the stores. Because in the early days of VHS, everybody was still kind of figuring out, well, how do the rights work? Like if it was only to be shown in a movie theater and then played that many amount of times, but now it's played forever on a tape. And if a band's like, well, we don't want it there forever, it's like,
you got a choice.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or,
So let's
well,
wrap-
you do,
Let's
but-
let's finish up with our usual way out. We're gonna talk about budget and box office. How much do you think it costs to make this movie, boys? Whoever wants to jump in first.
I'm gonna go 8 million.
8 million. Okay. Sean.
Dude, there's no way it's 4 million.
Okay.
Do you think it's lower?
It's gotta be. I mean, it was.
All right. And how much do you think it made, Ray?
Mine is pretty good. I'm gonna go 20 million.
Okay. Sean.
I think they just missed out on 43 million. They almost got a 40 million
Want
profit.
to do 42.5?
No. Yeah,
Okay.
nice,
All
good
right.
shit.
Okay.
That's not what I meant,
Okay.
but yeah.
Well, I mean, it was enough enough of a good turnaround that the studio was like, oh, we could do a show after this.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the budget was $7 million.
Ooh, I was right there. Fuck yeah, dude.
Boy, edged in, homie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, as you'll recall, Sean, you weren't too far off with your estimations of why it would be so cheap.
Yeah.
With like the missing special effects, but they did spend a lot of money on,
Actors.
especially Luke Perry at the time because he was so hot from 90210.
Yeah, that's what that was my line of thinking.
And then Donald Sutherland and Paul Rubens, when he initially agreed on his contract, I don't think he had. I think he got paid better than he would have if he had come in after the Dick thing. Anyway, but it made $16 million.
What the fuck?
So
That's
your
so
boy
much.
Ray.
He dominated.
It's home, baby.
I'm
got
really
your-
surprised it only made 16. Honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
should've
but I
made
mean, it's a
more.
good turnaround to go 7 to 20 still. That's
Yeah.
still like what fucking like
Yeah.
almost $13 million.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's to make your money more than double back at all in any
Yeah,
situation.
it's good. It's good.
So, and finally, we'll wrap up with the budget. I mean, the Rotten Tomato scores. You get to go first because you won the budget and box office.
I am gonna go. Critics said 60%,
Okay,
66%.
66. Ooh,
Yeah.
Okay,
and then,
bumped it up.
I'm gonna say that the audience was, I don't know, 69%.
All right, I'll go 68 for audience.
Okay.
You piece of shit.
Fuck.
And I'll go 36 for critics.
Oh yeah, can I change mine?
Wait. 68 for audience for you?
Yeah?
Okay. And
Oh
then,
yeah, critics probably hated this.
And
I
then you
should
said
go
36 for critics?
Yeah.
Lower. I should have gone lower for critics.
Sean, what do you think? Is he allowed to change it after yours?
I mean, then I got to change it again.
Yeah, never mind. It's fine.
What a fucking piece of shit. You guys just keep going back and forth. We never end the episode. Okay, so here we go, boys. The Rotten Tomatoes scores for critics. Holy shit. 36%.
God damn, I had
On
damn.
the fucking money, baby.
Damn, dude.
Holy shit.
I should have changed it and said 36%. Should've changed it.
Oh my god! Wow! I mean, I want to thank God for.
All right, let's see if you can take it home on the last one. Are you ready, Sean?
Yeah.
Okay. 66%, 68%. Audience score.
Wait, you fucking changed it again?
No. I
He
said 66.
You had
Yeah, I
68.
said
Oh,
66.
then fucking 65, motherfucker.
What are you talking about? You chose 68.
chose
God
68.
damn it! I mean, obviously, I was trying to fucking price his rate.
43%. Sean only wins audience.
I'm an idiot, dude. I
Fuck
meant,
yeah,
I
bro.
meant
That's
65.
3 out of 4.
Ooh, that's 3 to
You know
1
it's
on this episode.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
so
baby.
dumb. Dude.
So,
That's so
so
dumb.
with 3 to 1 on Buffy
I
the
should be
Vampire.
2-2. I saw the critics score online.
Did you really?
Yeah.
You piece of shit.
I did.
I'm so glad you lost that, you,
You know
fucking
what?
dirty
Ray gets
cheating piece of
Ray
shit.
gets the whole thing. Ray gets the whole thing.
I saw it when I was looking up the song. I was
You don't
trying.
get it. All right, Ray's the winner. In part
Dude.
2. Follow us in part 2 to find out
Yeah.
if
Why
Sean
were you
can-
even telling me
So-
fuck you?
so you're
Hold
not-
on. Why were you saying fuck you? I said a dumb thing.
Fuck. You have to sweep the entire From Dusk Till Dawn to get any to get
To
to
redeem
get
that.
to even to get even.
Dude, screw
Yeah.
you guys.
He just quits the podcast. All right. So tomorrow we'll be putting out part 2. So check it out. We're gonna take a little break and get back to recording.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to follow along for part 2.
Bye.
And join the Patreon if you haven't yet.
Man getting bit by an alligator is strange.
Swallow this.